Welcome, gamers, to Last Call Gaming. We are on the Thanksgiving special, and joining me during the holidays like no other is Manager Montemayor.
It's kind of nice to do one like super late, super early. It's rainy outside, so
yeah,
definitely stay inside, get fat.
This is again, this is not an official episode. This will be an entry for the PlayStation 4 giveaway, guys. It's Thanksgiving, it's early. Andrew and I decided to do it, 4 in the morning, so that we could then quit doing this to go on our Thanksgiving ways. And
separate,
it's a good idea.
I'm excited for the rest of my day. I'm more excited to go back to sleep when I get home. But
what are you looking forward to eat the most?
Actually, this year normally it's mashed potatoes, but this year I'm really looking forward to stuffing.
Are you making it, or is this?
Christina's brother's making it actually, so hopefully.
Does he make mean stuffing?
I don't know.
Because that is something I know most people love, but I hear really easy to get wrong.
I think last year he made like a beer turkey, so it seems like he can like cook some stuff.
Did he put
like
celery in the stuffing?
You know, I don't know, and I hate celery, so I hope not.
Yeah, see, that's the question. That's the curveball, guys. So, I think I am looking to a good piece of pumpkin pie, and maybe some. Are you a white meat or brown meat? Dark meat kind of guy.
I'll go both as long as there's gravy.
Yeah, as long as there's copious amounts of gravy, guys. But let's get into the real fixins that bring you guys here. This episode is to, again, make sure that you guys get your additional entry into the PS4 giveaway that we're having. Now, we want to specify exactly what you're getting with this entry. So, Andrew, you sniffed it out. You found the deal. What exactly are our fans at home winning? Shall they win?
So, as an update now, you will be getting a PlayStation 4 1 terabyte console, base console. Comes with a controller, of course, but is also going to be coming with the definitive edition of Horizon Zero Dawn, the definitive edition, The Last of Us Remastered, and God of War, of course. So 3 crazy good games, big Sony exclusives, and so just something more for you guys.
Yeah, those games, I mean, when I had to wrap my head around this, those games alone are worth their weight, and they're all fantastic. Catch me on any, if you were to catch me in that list of which one's the best, catch me on the right day. As of now, I would still say God of War is the best, but I mean, with Last of Us 2 right around the corner, with Horizon Zero Dawn in the talks for next gen, I mean, this is a perfect time to hop on that train and ride those out until the next gen.
Yeah, and for anybody who doesn't even have one, what better way to start it? That, and you can get a console. You don't even have to buy any games. You've already got something, definitely something that tied you over for at least a good while before you have to purchase anything else.
So guys, make sure. So again, hashtag PS4. This is how you win, and this is what you get. Not only the console, but you get 3 of, in my opinion, Game of the Year titles, big AAA titles that are coming with you guys. So make sure you enter. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you use the hashtags and tell all of your friends to enter for you.
Yeah, even so, and like I say all the time, the easiest way to let, just to know when our videos are coming out, hit that notification button. I use it all the time for everything else now, and that way my stuff doesn't get lost in the kerfluffle. Actually, someone who doesn't ever post, but is one of my favorite people that I follow on YouTube, he posts Vati Vidya. If any of you are, if that's how you pronounce it, if any of you follow, posts lots of Dark Souls, Sekiro, Bloodborne, stuff like that. And because I follow so many people, like his stuff always gets lost because he doesn't post every day, that now I'm just catching all his videos, just add it instantly to the watch later. And I even went back, so I was like, how many was I missing, realizing how much I was missing. Now I don't miss a beat.
I love it. So guys, again, this isn't a full episode, so Andrew and I decided just to riff on this. We're going to throw you a couple little bits of knowledge that's happening so that we keep a nice, tight, short episode so you guys can enjoy your Thanksgiving. So Andrew, would you like to start first or second on the riff?
I will go first with the riff.
I do want to announce, though, guys, we will announce the winner of this PS4 bundle on December 19th. So that's coming right around the corner. And you're going to go first?
If you mention my birthday, you may be more likely to win.
Send a present. Send us something. That'd be nice.
So my first rip that I'm actually going to start with is going to be that Season 1, technically, of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the season passes, or not season passes, but the DLC that they're doing, is actually going to drop on December 3rd. Now, since the game came out, they've already added a few other small things and even another map, but now they're officially adding 3 multiplayer maps, including the fan classic Crash, Shipment, and then Vacant. They're also adding a new Ground War map, 3 new modes, 2 new PvP maps, and I believe one of them is cargo. So they're taking some of
cargo.
the classic maps and adding them into the other game modes. I personally love Gunfight. I think that's one of my absolute favorites. They're also adding 3 new game modes. I actually forgot to write those down, unfortunately. 2 new weapons, and then 5 Spec Ops side missions that you can do. So I would say for a launch, that especially for a game that just barely came out on, I think, like the October 19th, or maybe it was after that.
Now he's thinking of my birthday.
So for something that just came out, that's already quick DLC out there, and it's a hefty, or not October, November, that's a hefty season drop, I would say. And most important to note, in the frame that I'm sure we're going to put up, is that it's coming to all consoles day and date, same across the board, so you don't have to wait.
And this was one of the things where it's nice to see a promise that was delivered. Because one of the main things they said when Call of Duty was coming out with their, outside of their hiccup they had with their year exclusive with PS4, is they were saying all their map updates, all this, it was all going to be free content. There was no paid for DLC. So the fact that they are delivering on this, and it's not like a shitty bundle of nonsense, and you're getting hefty presents for your Christmas time, I'm looking at this going, man, if that's the first one, what's the next one?
Yeah.
You know, because if you set the bar, you can't drop it, right? They know they can't drop it. So I think that's a lot. Like, Andrew was throwing it to me, I was just like, wow, that is a hefty bundle. Maps, gunplays, modes.
I don't know what more you can want from this DLC. I personally think it's a great way to start, and that's something I was worried about with the free DLC. I'm like, does that mean it's going to be like one map every now and whatever?
Yeah.
Even if they did a drop like this, and they do it quarterly, I don't know how they're going to do it. Maybe they'll do it quarterly once a year, just for a fourth of the year for a few months. I mean, that's already a substantial chunk, and I'm sure they'll still add and fine-tune some other little things. So either way, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, because I remember one of the main things they were saying was that they don't want anyone to ever be in, like, in a party or a server or whatever, and you can't play with somebody because they don't have a map or they don't have this.
Right.
So the fact that they're giving everybody this is fantastic, and this kind of takes me back to oh boy, was it Modern Warfare 2 back in 2006 or so? When the holiday season came around, Call of Duty was out, and it was just nonstop playing, nonstop fun, achievement popping. So this looks fun. You said it's December 3rd?
December 3rd, so next Tuesday from whenever you're hearing this.
So yeah, you've got all December now to smash around this, and then obviously moving on to 2020. So excellent. Guys, I'm ripping like cardboard right now because I sound, I don't know, is that a good reference? I don't know. I'm ripping, I'm breaking. Stadia. I don't want to keep talking about it anymore because I think I might be turning a few fans off. I had high hopes for it. I know everybody else in the world didn't. So I will be the one to talk about a downer that happened. So,
I personally love this story because I hate the Stadia.
So I'll be the one to announce it because I think I got to take egg on the face for this. So Stadia is obviously having their kind of like their Xbox Gold. It's $9.99 a month and you get free games. Now they only launched with these Samurai Showdown and Destiny, which we talked about in the last episode, but they just announced their December games, which is going to be Tomb Raider Definitive Edition and Farm Simulator 19, the Platinum Edition. Now, the hiccup there is when these games, those two games are on the service in December, there's already been, I don't want to say quite a few, but at least a number of people who have bought those who are now going, well, there was no announcement of this, you know, I'm now getting charged full price for these games, and they're free next month. So Stadia has actually done, I guess, a little good grace, or maybe they should have been more clear. They're now allowing refunds for anyone that bought those games because they are now going to be free. Andrew, good move, bad move? Is that something? Does that keep me without being in Dying Light, or?
I don't know, because actually thinking about it now, what just hit me is I don't think Xbox does that if they just announce, you know, tomorrow Call of Duty's coming to the Game Pass if you just bought it like a month ago.
But they've got this many games.
Yeah, so
this has 4 games. So it's like you guys launched with, now we're on our 4th game, and now somebody that just got fucked over is going to have to charge, you know. So I see the backpedal.
I think they're
where Xbox can get away with it. PlayStation can get away with it. Nintendo, if they whatever, could get away with it. This is you're trying to keep as many people attached to this ecosystem as you can, and charging somebody $60 when it's coming out free.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was going to say. Is they're damned if they do, damned if they don't.
Yeah, because what are they going to do? Now they're going to refund it. So again, guys, I think Stadia's writing's on the wall. It didn't quite deliver. It is not doing great. I'm under the impression that I always want anything new to do well because I think it's good for the industry. I understand there's people that want things to fail, and that's on you. But Stadia is having that issue because now come their December, they have 4 games on their pass that you're paying $10 for, where there are things like PSN, there are things like Xbox that are just outshining everything. So, knowledge to you guys, if you have Stadia, you can get Tomb Raider Definitive Edition and Farm Simulator 19 Platinum Edition in December. So, if you have it, get it.
My last riff is going to be on Final Fantasy VII. Again, we're going to be talking about this game just more and more and more because it is coming out soon.
Right around the corner.
Finally. But they showed off some new screenshots of it as along with a kind of like the developers talking about it. And one specific quote that I want to talk about because I felt like it was important and it really kind of showed what it is that they're doing for this game. And it's in regards to the remake of itself. And I'll kind of gloss through it really quick. In Final Fantasy VII Remake, there will be much less room for player imagination. This fact will probably change the feel of the story considerably. People who know the original might not know how quite to take it. Such is the fear that I have, but I also have conviction. It should be possible to feel a much deeper connection to Cloud as you join alongside him. It would be amazing if you could feel that fiery flame together with him. Now, essentially, what he's gone on to say in this is that they want to keep the spirit of Final Fantasy there, which is very important because I felt that's what Resident Evil 2 Remake did, a game that is in the running for the Game of the Year, is it changed a lot of things, but it kept that spirit, that heart of the game was still there. So as long as that heart of the gameplay for Final Fantasy VII, which to me, from what we've seen so far, is still there, because Final Fantasy VII is a game that is open to interpretation based on your imagination, because they can only do so much with the graphics at the time. So maybe the town layouts, the way certain people act, or even still, some people's looks, and even, I mean, people have gone back to classic things like, is it pronounced Tifa? That sort of thing. How is that going to be pronounced?
Back when there was no voice dialogue.
Now that back that there was no voice dialogue. How is that going to be pronounced now? With and that's going to be set in stone. That is going to be the definitive. So if that doesn't line up with how your heart has been in this game for the past however long since you played it, then will that ruin the experience for you? So that's kind of his worry for some people, but he has to have the conviction and be bold enough to make those changes, not just a one for one. And then the final part of that news is that they are already working on the part 2 to that game. So we may get that sooner. And I mean, it's been a while since we've gotten a Final Fantasy 1 year, or Final Fantasy 1 year, Final Fantasy 1 year, but those were some of the best times when we had 7, 8, 9, 10 all back to back. So
yeah, 97, 98, 99.
Thoughts?
I absolutely love Final Fantasy 7, and I'll never come off as somebody that wants to force an opinion on somebody else based on a memory that I had back as a kid in 1997, 10 years old. So I do want to look at it in one of two things. As far as the voice dialogue goes, if somebody pronouncing something, I can see how that would completely rub me the wrong way, especially if in any point in time, via it be a movie that came out, or like the Final Fantasy movie that came out, or Dirge Cerberus, that was a game that could actually talk in dialogue, that have said certain things. If this movie retconned it and re-said things a certain way, that would rub me the wrong way, because you got to look at things like Avatar: The Last Airbender. When they started calling Iroh, Ero, and Aang, and Aang, Ung, it's like, dude, you're changing names that I've heard. So that's one thing.
Completely turned me off.
Because we've had a movie and we have had a game that can speak. So if Tifa's name changes from what the movie is, then that's... I wouldn't not buy the game over it, but that would rub me the wrong way, because I've heard it spoken by creators of the content. And as far as the development of the towns and all that stuff, if it changes a nostalgic feeling about that, I get that. And I can more clearly see it, because Resident Evil 2 PS2 has a lot more going on for it as a remake, into the modern day that just happened, than Final Fantasy VII PS1 does going into PS4. You know what I mean? Like, it's, or PS5 when it comes out. There's a way bigger jump, so I can see how RE2 was a tighter, kinetic field that went with it, where this is a bigger gap. And
right.
So if you're a nostalgia, heartbeat hurts when you go, oh, they changed this and that and that. I get it, but again, as much as a Final Fantasy VII fan I am, shoes, guy sitting over there, I don't know if that would turn me completely off, but I understand the sentiment. Yeah. I mean, is there something I'm missing? Do you think do you think someone's crying about something? Not crying. Do you think anyone's complaining or hurt about something that maybe wasn't interpreted correctly, or maybe they just didn't see visually?
And see, that's the thing, is how's that interpretation the way they thought it to be?
Because me and you were talking about Sephiroth. How long did you originally think Sephiroth was in the game?
I thought he was in the game a lot more. He is
2 hours.
Yeah,
dude, Sephiroth's in the original game for 14 minutes of screen time, maybe, give or take. The new one is going to be in this way longer, and that's going to be the memory that I remember. And I think they get that. I think they know that. And again, it will depend on how this game launches and releases and what we play, and then maybe by the time we see where it stops, what trailer 2 is going to do, where we can finally maybe get a bigger scope of going, okay, I see what they're trying to do.
Right. And again, that all comes back to what he's saying. As long as the heart is there and it maintains the spirit of that Final Fantasy,
and so far
then
I'm good.
I'm open for whatever changes, because like I said, it was a drastic change for a Resident Evil 2 remake, and I personally love that game.
Yeah. So guys, let us know what you think, because that is a conversation that I want to have, because Andrew's a huge Resident Evil fan. I'm a huge Resident Evil 7 fan, or Resident Evil Final Fantasy 7, and we do cross over. We both want to play, and I want to know where you guys think that kind of crossover hits. So moving into my last one. We talked about Fallen Order, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order on the last episode, and I do want to announce that Fallen Order became the fastest selling digital title in the first 2 weeks for a Star Wars game.
Good.
Between Respawn, LucasArts, and EA, and it's also become EA's top selling Star Wars PC game in its initial launch window. So I hear this, and it may not sound like much to anyone that's not caring, but it speaks volumes in terms of what Respawn was able to deliver, what EA was able to kind of back up, and where Disney kind of may show a little focus on terms of where their future games might be coming. The fastest digital one, again, we are moving into that digital space, right? So not hard copy, but I don't think we can look at it as a hard copy as a bad sign anymore, can we?
No. It's Fugazi. I mean, it's all your personal opinion.
So the fact that this game sold that well just kind of speaks volumes of what me and Andrew were talking about last episode. The game's good.
It deserves it, for sure.
It's really good.
Especially after eating so many shit sandwiches. I'm glad that people weren't turned off by that, and got out there, heard what other people had to say about the game. Who knows, maybe we even turned a couple people maybe onto purchasing it, and went out there and actually tried it, and the game is phenomenal. It is great.
I've got to put it like this. There's some games you play where you're like, hey man, get 2 hours in, get 3 hours in, get 4 hours in, the game gets good. It's one of the few games, the moment I started playing it, I'm in. So the fact that they were able to capture that initial audience, the first few seconds you're playing the game, and the fact that from start to finish, I had a blast. I know Andrew wants to get into it in a minute. The game delivers, guys, so it is cool to see that they are doing that. And again, don't knock EA entirely, because you got to remember, Respawn's the one that did this. Let's give them kudos. Let's show that,
show support where support is
due. They do
due.
Titanfall 1 and 2. They do not Anthem. They do Apex Legends. This is not in their wheelhouse. They delivered a game that most people felt was kind of rushed initially, and it came out, spectacular. Could it have been better? Sure. But could they under have delivered? Sure. This game came out, in my opinion, fantastic. So
yeah, no, if I had any problems with the game, it's just minor gripes.
I
think they always say vote with your wallet, and I think that this is something that you need to do. If you're a fan of Star Wars and you want to see something more like this, get out there and show your support for the game. I did. So
definitely, guys. So you got one more riffer?
No, I don't have any more riffs. I'm done.
All right, so guys, we're kind of capping out around 20. Let's move on to a little bit more. Andrew, before we move on to this delicious holiday that's around the corner, let's talk a little about what we're playing, and then we'll call it quits. So why don't you start it off? Let me know what you've been playing. Let me know what you're looking forward to this nice 2019 to the end of 2020 gap to catch up on.
Actually, well, like we were just talking about, I actually just finished Star Wars. I don't know why it took me so much longer, probably because I jumped on Call of Duty and everything else.
He was playing on the hardest mode.
But
he's a true Jedi.
No, actually, I didn't.
I know. I just busted your balls.
I wish. No, I absolutely love the game. I thought it was phenomenal, even though I had part of the ending like ruined for me because I seen it again, like in one of our first episodes, fucking random YouTube video.
I was like, because other people might not have seen it.
No, I'm not going to talk about it. But it just showed up in my YouTube feed, recommended for you. Hey, what happens when you don't do this? I'm like, fucking damn it. But again, amazing game, and I'm looking forward to more of what this game is. And again, the only small change I would have to make would be after you beat it, I wish you could fast travel. Like that's an end game thing. But other than that, I do enjoy running around the level. Beautiful game, amazing. I'm actually going to go back to Bloodstained because
I want to revisit that for 2 seconds. Yeah, I would think that once you beat the game, there's something that you could do a post-game travel for all the healing, all the points,
all
right?
the meditation points. Yeah, that I think
right?
that
Can you just do that?
That would be ideal.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Versus running around, because I get a little lost on the map. It is a little not confusing, but it is big and elaborate. There's a lot to do. It's great. Either way, get out there and get it. But I started Bloodstained before Star Wars came out. We weren't sure if it was going to be good or not, so that was going to be my next game. Especially coming off of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I haven't had anything like that quite experienced. I already started this and I can already tell that I absolutely love it. The music's great. It feels just like it. And so I'm already full in. The art's obviously not as beautiful because it's not that 2D that 2D whatever it is.
Is it the same creator though that does it?
Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah. And so I'm trying to think of his name. I can't even think of it right now. I'll come back to that. So either way, that's gonna be my next one. And so I'm ready to dive back into it because I already started it and I've been thinking about it. I'm like, I really want to get in there. So that game.
Do you think it would be longer or shorter than
Symphony?
Like, do you think they're taking?
I think maybe shorter from his first one, especially since it was a Kickstarter game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was a Kickstarter game.
But either way, so far I'm very impressed with what it is so far, and I'm already loving it. I think it's absolutely great.
How far into it are you?
Yeah, I'm only like an hour or so in, and I'm already just like that captivated. It's no Castlevania because Castlevania has the perks of being about famous things like vampires, and you have the vampire hunters and this established lore where this is starting something new. But I'm already super into it, and I'm already loving everything that I'm doing.
Nice.
So
I like that. Guys, you've heard me. I want to say almost. I watched the whole ending of this game when we asked about something that was spoiled for me. But I've held my wallet because I knew Darksiders 3 was eventually going to be on the Game Pass. I wasn't going to pay $60 for it, but Darksiders 3 is now on the Game Pass, and I've been playing it.
I think it's Koji Igarashi is his name, but go on.
Oh, nice, love it. I love the Darksiders franchise trilogy at this point. It is nice.
Yeah, they call the games Igavania after him.
Oh, get that tattooed on your back. Right, hey, you say Ig on one cheek and then another right there on the other.
Sorry to interrupt. Go on.
Oh, you're fine. This is our show. We can do whatever we want, guys. Darksiders 3. I know a lot of people don't like it. I really love it. THQ Nordic used to be by Virgil.
Yeah, I've seen you on that.
Virgil Games. I'm having a blast with it. It's definitely. I actually wanted to bring this to your attention. It is a lot harder than the original ones. It's got two styles of combat when you start the game. It goes, well, how do you want to play it? This way or this way? One is a combat they've made specifically for Darksiders 3. It's like the methodical version of it. The other one's like called Classic Combat, where it mimics kind of more of the hack and slash. But when you're playing it, let's say here's one of those save points, which is kind of why I bring up a Jedi Fallen Order. Here's one of the save points. You get all the way to here, when you kill 13 guys and you collect their souls to upgrade your guy, and you die, your souls now stay there, and it warps you all the way back to here, and everybody's re-alive.
Did it not do that before?
No, this is a whole new thing for Darksiders 3.
That's exactly what Dark Souls does.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying. I think you would like this game, coming off of Dark Souls with Jedi. If you would pick up this game and play, maybe it's not the best.
I'll try it. It's on the Game Pass, right?
But yeah, but it might be.
I'll try it.
I know you didn't like 1, but it's not like 1. It's definitely more in that vein that I think you would take 2 more. Because I was playing, I got my ass beat by somebody, warped all the way back. I was like, where the fuck's my souls at? I had to go back. So I was like, okay, cool. So it does that. There is a challenge to it. I like games where you don't smash an X, even though you can, and it takes a little time to kind of, I'm fighting this enemy. I know I need to dodge after his 3rd hit. I need to dodge after this. I gotta jump after this. That's the kind of stuff I like to play. So Darksiders 3 surprisingly is delivering. Whether or not it's for everybody, you decide. But I'm having a blast with it.
Yeah, no, I seen you playing it, so I thought that was. I was actually kind of looking at it too, and I was like, oh, maybe I kind of do want to try it, but I got the other.
I would say
too.
start it. Get to the first boss, because the first boss is within the first 10 minutes.
Hey, either way, that
I'd say you
Game
like
Pass keeping you fuller than I will be this Thanksgiving.
So guys, with all that being said, we recapped Thanksgiving giveaway, all the riffs of the day, the games we're playing. Let us know what you're playing, and let us know what you guys plan on doing over the holidays. And again, guys, we drink on this show, but make sure you guys are safe, right? It is Thanksgiving. Don't make a mistake.
Yeah.
Don't fuck around. Be smart, be safe, have fun, eat food.
And subscribe.
So guys, until next time, my name is Craig Perales. That is Manager Montemayor, and we will see you guys next week. So,
Happy
cheers.
Thanksgiving.
Gobble, 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 gobble.